Welcome to La Fina Cocina. My name is Josie Montaño. I'm Director of Mexican Cuisine. Today's segment, we're going to talk about ceviche. This is like my favorite dish to make for the spring and for the summer. I love it because you don't have to do any cooking. The ceviche is fish, lemons, and all kinds of fresh ingredients. The best part about making this ceviche is that you cut it up in small pieces, you put your lemon juice, and then you put it away for a few hours. And a few hours later, you come back and you add all these other ingredients. So let me just show you here on how I start cooking the fish. What I have here is I have 2 pounds of tilapia. Tilapia is a firm white fish. You can use other fish. Now ceviche is very famous all throughout the Americas. It has been known to start out in South America and work its way up to Central America and then to Mexico and then all the way out throughout America. There's very rare that you're going to find a restaurant, especially a seafood restaurant, that doesn't carry ceviche. Now the pieces that we're looking for are going to be small, so the lemon has a chance to cook. So let's start preparing the small pieces, and it doesn't take long. You don't have to be an expert at cutting or chopping. You don't need any special equipment for this. Just small pieces into the bowl, and then we add our lemon. I have 2 cups of lemons that have been squeezed and we've gotten all the juice, and we're going to add all this lemon into the ceviche and make sure that you stir it around because you want the lemon to coat and bathe all this fish. As you can see, it's covered all the way through. We have lemon just floating up on top with the ceviche. You cover this up, put it away in the refrigerator for 3 hours, the minimum of 3 hours. Now I want to warn you also, if you leave the ceviche in there for 6, 7, 8, and if you leave it overnight, you could possibly ruin the fish. Lemon will continue to cook, so you don't want a mushy fish. 4 hours, 3 hours is probably sufficient enough. So let's put this away, and we're going to bring out the ceviche that I've already had marinating for the last 4 hours. What I did is I strained all the lemon from it, and I have the ceviche here. This is 2 pounds of ceviche, and with that, we're going to introduce all the ingredients that we're going to add to it. As you can see, we have fresh ingredients, very healthy. What this here is olive oil. So we're going to start with the tomatoes. I peeled them, and we chopped them. We have about 8 tomatoes. We have 2 onions, medium-sized onions, probably about the size of the palm of your hand. I have 1 cup of green olives, chopped up very finely, and about a bunch of cilantro. Now, right here I have 5 serranos, but of course, what you could add more serranos if you want something with a little more heat, add a little bit more. Sometimes I add just a little bit more, and you can add that even afterwards. I have oregano here for that spice that you need, especially that Mexican spice. Salt and pepper. I have tomato puree and tomato paste. These 2 combinations are going to enhance and intensify the tomato flavor that we want in this sauce. The olive oil is going to bind it together. We don't want a ceviche that's going to be runny. So this is why we incorporate this paste with the sauce and give it a nice smooth look. And what you want is you want a ketchup-y. You want a ketchup-y texture or a ketchup-y feeling on when you have this tomato paste together. Terrific. Wow, you can really smell that tomato. I love it. I love the paste because it's so intense and it's so combined and makes it really strong. So what I want to do is I want to finish cutting up the tomatoes that I had here. Now, on the tomato, you don't want any of the seeds. So you pull those out because it just makes it watery. So you just want to make sure that you have a nice, firm tomato in there, no seeds whatsoever. So let's just remove all those seeds. Now when I was cutting up the tomatoes, as you can see, I've taken all the skin off. You don't want the skin of the tomatoes. You want it, all you want is just the meat. It's not hard to peel. I know you're going like, well, what's she doing that for? But you don't want the peeling of the tomatoes to separate and float up on your ceviche. So this is why I recommend highly that you remove the seeds, not to make it watery, that you peel your tomatoes so you don't have this tomato skin floating up on top. Now this can be a bit messy, but it's all well worth it. So you see how all this is kind of watery? You don't want that in there. You want your ceviche to be flavorful and not runny. So as we cut up these tomatoes, I want you to think about all the easy ways you can prepare this, because not only can you make ceviche with fish, it is also wonderful with different kinds of seafoods. When you travel to Mexico, a lot of the times you will find this dish in all the restaurants, and you'll find it prepared with shrimp, with crab. This is also excellent when you're using scallops, baby scallops. They are so nice because they're small and they cook really quick. That's another way of preparing this one. Now, this particular recipe, I want to share with you that I went to Mexico on a Mexican cooking vacation. We were in San Miguel Allende. Our instructor, Patricia, her name was the one that showed me how to make this dish. I was really impressed with it. You know, so impressed that I brought it home, and the first thing I made at home was this dish. My family was also impressed. So, once we take our fish out, let's get this out of the way. Once we get our fish out, put it in a decorative bowl, because you're going to move all your ingredients right inside the bowl, and you're probably going to present this on the table. So let's add all our ingredients that have been cut. It's probably better if I use this. Our finely chopped onion. Nice. You can already smell these combinations. They were separated, but now that they're combining, you can smell how terrific they look. Now these green olives, because they're kind of briny, they make a really nice flavor in that, because it's just something you don't expect. And I love the way, because of the brininess in it when you bite into it. Look at this. We're already starting to get a beautiful color inside this bowl. We're going to add our tomatoes, our tomato paste and sauce. We're going to add our serrano chiles. And like I said, if you like it hot, go for it. Add some more. And we're going to add our olive oil. Look at this. This is just so beautiful. I love it. You can already smell the fish and the lemony scent that it has. Look at that. Look at this. It almost looks like a salsa. Now, we have to flavor it because it has no seasoning, so I put a little bit of salt and pepper in there, but season to taste. Some people like it more peppery, some people like, and then more salty, so season to taste. But the salt that I used is sea salt. So you want to make sure that because you have seafood, you want to use sea salt. Now, a little trick that I want to show you about oregano is that it's very intense in flavor. So you have to use it sparingly. Now, when you release the flavor of the dry oregano, you want to put it in the palm of your hand. And with the palm of your other hand, you would squeeze and release all that aroma. And you can smell it. Not only do you take away the chunkiness, all you're doing is flavoring it with the aromas coming out. Now tell me, was that not simple? You're done. You're absolutely done. This is it. It's over. But I want to show you now the best way that we eat it at home is that we eat it with tostadas. Now you can serve this on a cup of lettuce and have some chips around it and eat it like salsa, chips and salsa, or you can prepare it on a tostadita like this. We like it like this, but I would strongly not put it on here until you're ready to eat. So what we do at home is we center this. We put it on the center of the table. Everybody has a tostada. Everybody grabs a spoon, and they serve themselves with this. You can garnish this with some wonderful aguacates, Look at that. How simple. And look, it's not runny. It's not going anywhere. Let me put some avocados on it. What a great dish. I love this. So neat. Neat because not only is it beautiful to look at, it's wonderful to taste. Let's do another one. I'm so glad I went to that cooking vacation. You learn so many new tricks, and you bring home so many exciting flavors. One thing I wanted to tell you also is that after you've put together your ceviche, the cutting, use your lemon to clean your hands. Get rid of all that fish smell. So that helps a lot. So now that we presented it, and come on, how long did that take me? I think it took me forever to talk about it and to actually put it together. So as you can see, it's a simple dish. It's a dish that everybody likes and everybody talks about. So I want you to take this recipe, go into lafinacocina.com and read all the ingredients and see how easy it is to prepare and enjoy your meal. Have fun y buen provecho.